afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Today is still Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. Back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm going to tell y'all a funny story right quick before I get into the topic. I'm pulling into my little spot right here to deliver. And there was another truck in front of me in line to get inside the facility. There was a line of trucks, right? But he was sitting there in the middle of the road, like to the side of the road, while the line had to move. So I'm thinking he waiting on some information or something. So I'm going to go around him. I wasn't trying to skip him or nothing, but the trucks ahead of you didn't move. And he was still sitting there. So I don't know, sometimes people will pull off to the side. They need some more information or a number, a pickup number or something like that. So I'm assuming he just trying to get some paperwork in order. So what we would normally do is go around. So I went to go around him, and then obviously he pulled off and cut in front of me. I'm like, okay, no big deal. I wasn't trying to skip. I ain't thinking about it, right? So he turned on in and then looked back at me and hung out the window like this. Like, what's up? Like I'm stupid, like, what you going, like I'm doing him something wrong, and he ready to get some straightening. So he leaned out the window of the truck, the rig, and throwing his hands up, like road rage or something. So I was like, but I was behind him. So he pulled on in the facility. I pulled up on side of him, right on side, and leaned over like he turned his head like he saw a ghost. No, I think that was funny to me. He had all the smoke out there on the street. Got a chance to set some fire. 10 to 12 on the steering wheel. He ain't see me. I know you see me, bro. I pulled right up on side of him. Like, what's up? Now he like this. He was all excited outside. He saw it with Big Ward. And he went on the internet. It was in real life. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. I really I appreciate it. Hold on. I had to get that laugh out the way. That was funny to me. But other than that, ain't much else funny. I needed that laugh. So I'm not mad at him. He actually made me laugh. At first, I was thinking he wanted some smoke. He wanted to catch a fade or something. But he just was, what they call it, can heat. Selling wolf tickets. He didn't really want to do that. He didn't know I was going to pull up on side of it. So anyway, on with the topic. Now, unless you were born rich, which I wasn't. Unless you was born a bird, an animal, or something like that, which I wasn't. Well, we're animals, but not the kind of animal I'm talking about, like a bird or fish or whatever. Well, you ain't got to work, and you ain't got to pay bills, and you ain't got to pay light bills and water bills and rent and all that type of stuff. Unless you were born that, at some point in time you struggle. I know I have. I've had many a time in life where I've done bad. I've struggled. But I've never done as bad as I'm doing now. Damn, Big Ward. Didn't you say you was homeless at one time? Didn't you say you had given up on life at one time? Didn't you say you was broke as hell before? Well, how you ain't never done as bad as you're doing now when you're not homeless? You got a career, you got a couple of trucks, car, whatever. You mean to tell me you doing worse now than you was doing back when you was homeless? Yeah. I'm actually doing worse now than I was doing when I was homeless, when I was getting high every day, when I was broke, when I wouldn't do nothing. I'm doing worse now. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to move. So yes, I'm doing worse now than I've ever done in my life. I ain't never done this bad, including when I was homeless, including back in the 90s, the late 90s, or whatever that was, when I had lost my mind and had a nervous breakdown and was thinking about unaliving myself. Life wasn't going good for me. I was just assed out, no direction, no nothing. And you trying to tell us, Big War, that you're doing worse now than you was then? And my answer is yes. Well, how is that possible, Big Ward? You say you were homeless back then. You say you was broke back then. You say you ain't had no car back then. You say you were living with women back then, and they could put you out whenever they felt like it back then. So how are you doing worse now when you have a roof over your head? You have a couple of cars. You got your own trucking company, and you ain't rich, but you ain't just broke right now. So how are you doing worse now? I'm glad you asked. You know I was going to tell you. See, I'm struggling right now financially like a lot of y'all. And when I say struggle, I ain't trying to, like some of you haters come on here, I'm not asking for no sympathy. This ain't no money grab. I ain't asking for no donation like Dr. Umar. Send me some of my paper. I ain't asking for none of that. I don't ask for nothing. There was a time when I was homeless, and I can hear my stomach growling in my sleep. It would wake me up. And I still wouldn't ask nobody for a quarter to get a sandwich. I would rather starve to death than ask for some help. Is that good or not? They say sometimes it was your pride to kill you when they have to kill me. Because I'm not going to have nobody throwing in my face what they did for me. Ever. So, if I wouldn't beg or ask for nothing when I was starving, why would I beg and ask for something now that I'm on here making YouTube videos? I'm a slick, whatever they say, somebody, you trying to get money on the slot. If I want some money from y'all, I'm gonna say, hey, my cash app is $Big War 251. Send me something. I ain't doing that. That was a shameless plug, I guess. I don't know what the hell it was. But my point is, I don't do that. Somebody asked me, not just somebody, a few of y'all done asked me, Big One, put your cash app on here, man. Somebody, if folks feel inclined to send you something, they can send you something. And I still ain't did it. You know who you are. Few women, few men. Ask me, Big One, on your descriptions or whatever, put your cash app up. I still don't do it. Did you see my cash app anywhere? No. I'm telling you what I'm dealing with to let y'all know that I relate to you. That I'm not some big time so-and-so because I'm on YouTube with almost 100,000 subscribers. Shameless plug. Thank God. But anyway, I'm not a flodger. I'm not fugazi. Usually when people pretend, they don't pretend they broke. They don't pretend they struggling. They pretend they got more than what they got. Usually when people pretend, especially my people, black folks, we pretend we something we're not. We pretend like I got 10 cars, 4 houses, $2 million in the bank. I'm a member of the yacht club, whatever. That's how people pretend. Who the hell pretend that, life ain't going good for me right now? I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I used to be, but I'm not where I want to be. I'm not doing too much better than none of y'all. I'm trying to get up my bill money too. So now, when I say I'm struggling today, I mean that by my standards, maybe not by yours. There are some rich people that say they broke by rich people standards. They ain't broke by our standards. They might not have but $1 million left. To somebody that was rich, that's broke. So when I say I'm broke or struggling, whatever, that don't mean I ain't got $0. That means I can't just go take trips whenever the hell I feel like it. I can't just fill my car up and don't even worry about it. I can't put my bills on auto pay. You ain't straight financially until you can put your bills, all of them, on auto pay. When they ask me, do I want to put my bills on auto pay? I say, hell to the no. I call you when I'm ready. That's how I do my bills. But the reason I say, even though I got more than I had back then, that I'm still struggling nowadays, is because back then when I didn't have nothing, back then when I was broke, back then when I was homeless, back then when I was struggling, back then when I was hungry, back then when I had to walk everywhere I go, back then when I would work at Labor Finder every blue moon just to get me a sack fare, so I can go half on a sack. I got 5 on it. The difference between now, what makes me say I'm doing worse now than I ever have. Back then I wouldn't do nothing. I was struggling back then, but I was supposed to. I wasn't doing shit. That's the difference. I'm working my ass off now. Or if I'm not working my ass off, I'm trying to. I'm out here trying to get it. Like right now, I'm not working my ass off because I ain't got work to work my ass off on. Right now, hold on. If I could work 7 days a week, all day, I would right now. I have a lot I want out of life, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to achieve my dream, legally and morally. I ain't trying to do nothing weird. I ain't trying to do nothing strange for a little change. I ain't trying to do all that. Legal and not weird, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to achieve my dream. So the reason I say again, I ain't never done this bad, because I ain't never worked so hard in my life. I ain't never tried so hard. I ain't never gave it my all like I am now, and still just getting by. How many of y'all are giving your all right now, giving it everything you got, and you still just getting by? If that. Yes, I've been broker than this. I'm not broke right now, as in no money. Yes, back then I didn't have $0. Yes, back then I was homeless or living with people or living with women or whatever. Yes. But I deserved it back then. That's the difference. Back then I wasn't supposed to have nothing. Back then they said hard work pay off. You gotta get out here and grind, get off your ass and do something. That's why you ain't got nothing, big boy. So I understood back then why I was homeless. Because Gwen put me out. She ain't want no broke ass man. And by me being a broke ass man when she put me out, I couldn't go stay nowhere. I couldn't go live with my mama. I couldn't go live with my sister. I tried. I had nowhere to go. I didn't want to be homeless, but I was. It's happened. But whether I wanted to be homeless or not, I look back on it, not mad at first when Gwen put me out, I hated her. Now I look back on it, that was my fault, man. That was my fault. That was my responsibility. Why the hell you broke, man? And like I tell y'all now, if I was broke, I ain't have no business with no girlfriend. A broke man ain't got no business with no girlfriend. Unless you had money when y'all first got together and you just happen to lose her while y'all together and she ain't leave. Then she a soldier. So when you get some money, again, you better stay with her. The only way a man should be with a woman if he broke, unemployed, ain't got nothing going for himself, is that it wasn't always like that. He just fell on hard time while he with her. But if you single right now with a man, and you broke, don't you write me asking me nothing about how to get no damn woman. You better not ask me nothing about no woman, and you single and broke, and you a man. And that's what I was. I wouldn't say I would lead a woman would lead me. I had a couple of women lead me because I was broke. A woman would lead me because I'm broke. And instead of me saying, you know what, I'm for the tighten to go get me some money. No, I would go get another woman. Blow her back out real good because in the beginning they fall in love with the wood. And getting, other little stuff I might have done because I'm homeless and desperate. And I ain't got shit. A broke ass man is the best lover, ladies. Because they ain't got nothing else to offer. Can't nobody blow a woman back out like a broke man. I know from experience. So, I would get dumped by one because I'm broke. But I looked good, I was in good shape, had a body. So, women will be attracted to me. I'm charming. I was one of the sexiest, finest, most charmingest broke men in America. And I got by on that for a little while. But I got tired of going from woman to woman to woman, getting left for the same damn reason. After a while, fellas, I don't care how big it is, how good it is, after a while, she's gonna get tired of that wood, you ain't got no money. I learned that the hard way. But I would still make the same damn bad decisions. One woman leave me alone, they all love me for the same reason. I was broke. Leave her, go get another one. Go good for a while, move in with her. Same shit. I'm broke. I don't want, I finally caught on. Here I am. But the point I'm trying to make to y'all is that I'm doing worse now than I ever have. Because I ain't never had this much hustle in me in my life. I ain't never been as determined as I am in my life and still struggling. I ain't never worked as hard as I have over these last few years and still struggling. Still ain't got nowhere. Still running in circles. Still trying to figure out how I'm going to do this, that, and the other. Even though it ain't no fault of my own. I'm not responsible for the economy being the way it is. But my point is, this is the worst I've ever done in life because I ain't never been in this position while I had my mind right. While I had my shit together. While I had some goals. While I was doing what I was supposed to be doing and still trying to hang on. Just imagine this, ladies and gentlemen, and I've said this before. You get up and go to work every day, and you struggling. A lot of y'all broke and work every day. Pookie and Ray Ray, they may be broke. A lot of times they got more money than you, and they don't work. That's the hard part. The majority of Americans ain't got $1,000 emergency fund saved up. $1,000, a stack, a rack, whatever you call it. And the majority of Americans work every day and still ain't got $1,000. I don't know many Pookie and Ray Rays that work. And a lot of them got $1,000. At least 100. There's a lot of working folk right now. Today, Tuesday, get paid Friday. There's a lot of y'all holding on for dear life just to make it to Friday. And here Pookie and Ray Ray is, don't work no damn well, and you ain't doing no better than them. How you like them apples? That's what I'm saying about I've never done this bad in my life. That's what I'm saying. To where here I am grinding, hustling, trying to get it. And there was a time where I wouldn't do shit. I ain't but a few paychecks away from that again. I'm a few paychecks away because of other circumstances, bad investment, this truck shit like that. I'm bouncing back, but if things don't pick up, I'm just like y'all. And I don't care who don't believe it. So with that being said, there was a time when I did absolutely nothing. So I deserved absolutely nothing. This ain't that time. There was a time. This ain't that time. There was a time I deserved to be homeless. And I was. This ain't that time. There's a lot of y'all homeless and don't deserve to be. There's a lot of y'all out here trying to get it, trying to make it, trying to work. If something came through for you, you would take it, but ain't nothing coming through. You don't deserve it. I don't deserve to be homeless right now. I don't deserve to be broke. I don't deserve to be trying to figure out how I'm going to pay this, how I'm going to pay that. I don't deserve that because I did what I was supposed to do to not be in that position. I haven't been blowing my money, wasting my money, buying bullshit, jewelry, clothes, and cars. I haven't been doing that. Back then when I was broke, I did. The time that I would get a hold of a little money, I would blow it, do dumb shit. I would be living with a woman. Instead of putting the money up for myself to get my own place, I would fill a house up with rent-a-center furniture. Errands. If I did hit a little lick, get a whole little money, here and there, I wouldn't say, you know what? Not one time did I think, man, you need to get your own crib. You got that little money, man, go get you a crib. So one of these women can't keep putting you out and dumping you and all that type shit. Instead, I would run straight to Rent-A-Center. Get one of the big back TVs with the VCR at the bottom. Me and my girl sitting up watching movies. All that. Next thing you know, I don't want no broke-ass man. You bitch. Couldn't blame nobody but myself. I don't do that no more. So that's the difference between now and then. The reason I say I'm doing worse now than I did then. I didn't do shit back then, and I'm going hard now. I ain't doing much better than I did then. I don't like it. Do you? Get it? Got it? Good. Bye.